the lead. He cuts back inside. He's going for a touchdown. Yes, on the board. Got it. And that is a touchdown, Rowlett. Back, he's headed towards the end zone. Touchdown.
Good evening and welcome to Williams Stadium for tonight's District 10-6A opener between the Rowlett Eagles and the North Garland Raiders. Hello everyone, Steve Reeves here. I'm joined by my partner tonight, Rob McGangus. Rob, district play begins tonight for these two teams. Of course, Rowlett's coming in on a pretty good high. They're 4-0, and not really a big surprise as they're one of the top teams in the area. North Garland, they're coming in at 1-3. They really need to have a good showing here tonight.
Yeah, Steve, you're absolutely right. The good thing is that the records up to now really don't matter because, like you said, this is the season opener here for our district, and so they're basically both starting out 0-0, and so even though Rowlett coming in 4-0, North with only one win, they can flip that on its head and take a surprising lead. Of course, Rowlett, like you said, one of the top teams in our district so far, and really in the area, and so they're North's going to have their hands full tonight, but they had that opportunity, so hopefully it'll be a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we mentioned it in the broadcast that we had earlier, but you want to start out 1-0 in district play, obviously. North Garland, of course, it's been a while since they've been in the playoffs, and I know Coach Joe Castillo, good friend of mine, and he certainly wants to get off to a good start here tonight, and he thinks this North Garland team will be pretty good this year.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys that, this is a program, 3 or 4 years ago, they had a hard time, but they really have been building on it under Coach Castillo.
Kick into the end zone, and it's going to be returned. As coming out of the end zone is number 22, and he's got some room down the sideline to the 40. One man to beat. And does he stay in bounds? I believe he does. That is going to be a 102-yard kickoff return for number 22, Jaquel Davis.
To start the opener, Steve? I mean, Rowlett, they've been a powerhouse on offense, and boy, you just see what he did there on the kickoff.
Yeah, surprisingly, it looked like when he caught that ball in the end zone, it looked like he was going to maybe take a knee, and then kind of surveyed the field, decided to run it out, and there he goes for 102 yards and a touchdown on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, you're right. He was almost kind of, whether he thought he was doing that or he's just kind of messing with the North Garland players and kind of trying to trick them, making them think he was going to do that. But boy, I'm just impressed he stayed in bounds.
Extra point is good there. And there's a look at Jaquel Davis on the sideline there for Rowlett. We've got an early 7-0 lead. We'll just keep it here. We're 15 seconds into the game. And yeah, pretty impressive start for Rowlett there. And that's a way you want to get off it. Here, you'll see what I'm talking about. He kind of hesitates and then he says, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and run out here.
Well, yeah, he sure did. And he goes towards the sideline there, and really some great moves, and really considering all, he was only touched right there towards midfield, and boy, he was able to just kind of stiff arm him there, push him off, and stay in bounds and take it all the way back. And like you said, 102 yards, and that's a heck of a way to open up the ball game for Rowlett.
So a 7-0 lead early for the Eagles. Again, if you're North Garland, not the way you wanted to start off. Now, the one good thing is you get to come on offense here really first to begin the game since Rowlett didn't take an offensive snap. So we'll see what North Garland can do offensively, but already in a hole 7-0, just 15 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, and it's going to be important for North, and I'm sure, Coach Castillo and the other offensive coaches, telling the guys, look, we're down, but let's just stick to our game plan. No need to panic giving up that, and so let's just do what we do. And what they've been doing on offense is, they don't score a lot of points, but they're pretty consistent. They can move the ball, and so they just got to do that.
So the Eagles set to kick it away. North Garland's going to send one back deep to return it. It is a high end over end kick. It's going to be taking it around the 24-yard line, and trying the return here are the Raiders, and they've got a good return going here. They're out across the 40. Number 2 for North Garland, Dat Lamb, and pretty good return there, and they're going to start with pretty good field position.
course, it wasn't a 102-yard run back, but still, like you said, it looked like he was going to get tackled back there around the 25 and was able to slip through, and looked like he was going to get some more yardage if it hadn't been for number 2 there for Rowlett, Kenny Furchett, that came in and tackled him, or else he might have been able to go a little bit further. So either way, good return there for that young man for North.
So the Raiders out on offense here for the first time tonight. The quarterback, number 1, Noah Honesty. He is a senior, 2-year starter for North Garland. Takes a snap, looking to throw on first down, throwing it deep, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver. So that pass incomplete. A little bit of pressure coming from the end as well. Look at Honesty right there. It's a 5'10", 150-pound senior.
I was just going to say, Steve, that part of the benefit and the reason why North has got some hope this year with how they finish in the district, they really got a shot at that 3rd or 4th playoff spot, is because these guys have been playing together and been playing under Coach Castillo, and they've really been able to build on that.
There's a snap, and Honesty's going to take it himself to the right side, and he's going to gain about 3 yards on that 2nd down run. So 3rd down and long coming up here for North Garland. As looked like a hole there for a moment. Robin, it collapsed in a hurry.
Yeah, it sure did. It collapsed for Bobby and myself, and that was just a 3-yard little run there. It looked like he was going to make a bit further.
Third down and 7 now for the Raiders. There's the snap, the fake handoff. Honesty looking to throw it. He's pressured again. The catch is made. Then a big hit out here in the flat made by number 10, Lamontre Parkman.
Boy, I was just going to say, that was a great play for North there. Honesty just hit number 12, Connor Dagan, right there in the perfect throw to him. And I think the best part of that, though, was the play by number 10. He just came out of the side. I don't think Dagan saw him coming from the side there. He's kind of focused on the other defender, and boy, he just laid him out. That was a big hit, but now it's forcing North, of course, to punt. So they didn't convert there on the 4th down or 3rd down.
Yeah, 3 yards on that reception. So 4th down and 4 for the Raiders. They're looking to punt it away. There's a snap, a good snap. Plenty of time. The rugby-style kick is going to bounce it around the 22, taken by Jaquel Davis at the 11. And look out, here he comes again. He's going to try to get outside. Boy, nice tackle made out there at the 20-yard line by the Raiders, and that's where Rowlett will come out on offense for the first time tonight. Number 2 with the tackle, that is Dat Lamb.
Yeah, and he was the one who had the nice kickoff return for North earlier, and he kind of plays on all areas, special teams and also on offense, so we'll see him a lot tonight. He's another one of their seniors that's been playing for a couple years on the with the starters, and so they were able to contain Rowlett there and keep him a little deeper.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles, the ball right at the 20-yard line, and starting quarterback tonight for the Rowlett Eagles is number 16, Preston Weeks. He is a junior for Rowlett. He's going to hand the ball off to number 5 up the middle, and a short gain for Kobe Morrow. Gain of about 2.5, maybe 3 yards on the carry. There's a look at the senior running back for Rowlett.
Yeah, just nothing fancy, just a little handoff there, and nowhere to go for Morrow. It was a good job by North to really close it in and not give him a lot of running room.
Option play on 2nd down. Weeks gets past the line, and he is still on his feet across midfield, and then finally tackled for a big gain on that 2nd down run.
Boy, that was a nice run there at almost 29, almost 30 yards. Nothing too fancy. He was able to break through. He's a big guy, real tall, and so you could see there where North got a hand on him, but he was able to just kind of tug away from it and fight through it for a huge 1st down.
Weeks stands at 6'4". 1st and 10 for the Rowlett Eagles in North Garland territory at the 48. There's a snap. Weeks looking to throw it. He's going to throw it quickly, and boy, miscommunication that time as number 13, Dylan Watts, on the slant, and it appeared that Weeks was looking for a flag route that time.
Yeah, and there's number 2 again, Dat Lamb, and he jumped up and got his hand on it, but it was way too high for even him.
Snap to Weeks. They're going to run the option this time to the left. There's the pitch a little bit behind Morrow. Morrow's able to get a hand on it and hold on to it. He's going to have a first down on a run of about 12.
Well, those option plays always make me nervous, kind of like that dancing. You know, you toss it like that, and Morrow was able to hold on to it. He's got good hands being a senior running back, but those can go awry pretty quick.
First and 10 at the North Garland 36. There's a snap. There's a throw out to number 6. Not able to hold on to it is Cameron Vitosh. And Vitosh that time, of course, a little low, but I guarantee he's going to say he should have caught that one.
Yeah, that was it was a low pass, but he was right there, and we'll see it here. Kind of wobbly, and it looked like he had it. I guess he just dropped it. He did have to kind of squat down, so might have had him or caused him to lose a little concentration.
Weeks throws it away that time, and it looks like over the head of number 20, Ladarius Dickens. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Looked like movement that time, and I think that's what Coach Stevens on the sideline over there is asking the officials is, hey, where was the flag on that? Of course, with that throw, Weeks may have thought that there was an offside call there as well, but no flag came, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here at the 36.
Yes, yeah, I thought they were going to get an offside call too, because it definitely looked like the North lineman there jumped, but the official either didn't see it or I guess it was just perfect timing, so he was forced to throw it away in what he thought might have been a free play.
There's a snap, the quick throw out from Weeks into the flat for his running back Morrow, and tripped up around the 30-yard line. It's going to set up a 4th down, and let's see what Rowlett elects to do here. 4th and about 4.
35 Hudson for the Raiders defense.
Yeah, just a quick little pass out there, and Morrow, he's just such a good player. You know, he's got great hands, and he's a good running back and a good receiver too out of the backfield. So it looks like they're going to see if they can draw him off. It almost looked like Weeks was going to call a timeout there, but see what they're going to do here.
4th down and 4. They've got to get to the 26 to move the chains. There's a snap. They're going for it here. Weeks looking to throw. He's going to throw it out, and he throws it a little high for number 20, Ladarius Dickens, and incomplete, and that will be a turnover on downs. Good job by the Raider defense there to hold him.
Yep. Absolutely. He had a lot of time there to throw the ball too, which is surprising, but just a little high, and good job by number 7 for North, D. Caraway, to just make sure that Dickens didn't have a chance to come down with it and just knock it out of play there. So good job by the Raiders defense. You know, they hold Rowlett, and Rowlett's a pretty potent offense. They've been averaging around 29 points a game, and so to stop them there on really their first offensive possession, you got to walk away and be proud of yourself for that.
So the Raiders back out on offense, trailing Rowlett 7-0, 7:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Send a man in motion, quick throw out to number 4, wide receiver screen, and nothing doing on that. Is reading it perfectly is the cornerback out there, number 17.
Pass is complete to number 4.
Yeah, 17 came off of his man there and just pulled him right down. That was probably a pretty risky throw. I mean, he had 2 Raiders there, but 17 was not fooled. He was ready for whatever pass was coming that way. Kobe Poole, the junior defensive back.
So a loss of 3 on that play. 2nd down and 13. The handoff inside this time goes to number 8, his first carry of the game, as Jamar Brazil, and he's going to lose 1 more, it looks like, as number 30 for the Eagles across to make the stop. Zamarian Wigginton.
Yeah, and he just nothing doing. Couldn't pick up anything there and brought him down immediately.
They brought Wigginton off the edge that time. He is a linebacker and just comes across and makes a stop on Brazil. So 3rd down and 14 now for the Raiders. There's a snap. Honesty looking to throw it. Pressure comes. He's looking to get rid of it. Escapes 1 tackle. Still on his feet. Gets hit hard. Fumble, and Rowlett has it.
Yeah, that's where, you know, I'm sure he wishes he could do that over, but that's almost where you're that far out of the pocket. You just throw it away, you know, and don't take a big loss like that. or worst case scenario, which is what happened, coughed the ball up. He was able to break free right there, and seeing nobody open, probably should have thrown away. It looked like he might have been trying to do that, but either way, he just got laid out, lost the ball, and all of a sudden, after your defense did such a great job to stop Rowlett, now their offense is back on the field in even better position.
Big hit that time came from, once again, number 10, Lamontre Parkman, his second big play of the first quarter, and the Rowlett Eagles in great shape here, 1st and 10 at the North Garland 22. Weeks in at quarterback, hands it off to Morrow, coming to the right side, and boy, a great play in the backfield, number 50 for the Raiders, Kofi Obing.
Number 5, Morrow, met in the backfield.
And he may be injured as well, as you see him tapping his helmet there under a little bit of duress, but he makes a great play the time, Rob, to get in the backfield and tackle Morrow for a loss.
Yeah, he really does. He kind of dragging number 76 there of the Eagles. He was draped on his back and just dead pursuit there, was able to bring Morrow down. That was a great play by him. Hopefully he's okay.
They're taking a look at the young man now, and never a good sign when the player himself is sitting there tapping the helmet, telling the trainers, hey, come take a look, and he's up on his feet now. A good sign for that young man. He made a great play there on first down, a loss of 4 on that carry for Kobe Morrow. So he gets out to the sideline. 2nd down and 14 here for the Eagles as we get back to live action. Just about midway through the first quarter, Rowlett on top 7-0 on a 100-plus yard kickoff return. And after the first turnover of the game, Rowlett in pretty good shape here in North Garland territory. Snap to Weeks. He's looking to throw it, a 3-step drop. He throws it across the middle and behind the intended receiver. That time looking for number 18, Donald Dobson. And Weeks a little off here in the early going.
Yeah, he's had a couple passes that had come out a little wobbly and not quite on. And that time it might have been a miscommunication or maybe a poor throw. It's hard to say, but definitely lucky that it fell to the ground, because when you throw it like that, you're that far off, you never know who's back behind him to catch it.
So 3rd down and 14 here for the Eagles. Got to get to the North Garland 12 to pick up the first down. There's the snap, the fake handoff, play action. Weeks looking to throw it. He's got a man sitting right there. It's going to be short, I believe, of the first down, depending on the spot. That's number 13 with the catch, Dylan Watts.
Boy, I agree. It looked like it was short, but it looks like they might be giving him the first down.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains here.
But yeah, I thought it was a short. Now that pass was perfect and on the money, and that was a good job by the camera crew. Looked like he was a little short, but hard to say. And there you go. Didn't matter.
Yeah, quarterback draw right up the middle for Preston Weeks. And the Eagles into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, and again, this is what happens when you give them a short field. We saw that quarterback keeper earlier for that big run of almost 30 yards where he took it across midfield before the drive stalled the first offensive possession. And that time, he didn't need 30 yards. He just needed 16 to pop it into the end zone for the score.
So the extra point attempt coming up here, number 28, Josh Aldana. Kick looks good, and it is good. So a 12-yard touchdown run by number 16, Preston Weeks, has the Eagles up by 2. Our score with 5:26 remaining in the first, Rowlett 14, North Garland nothing. Look at the North Garland Raider fans, the home crowd, as they are trying to cheer on their Raiders. Although they trail right now 14-0 to Rowlett. Of course, the two big plays of the game for Rowlett, the 102-yard kickoff return for the touchdown, and then, of course, a turnover moments ago deep in North Garland territory, so they didn't have to go very far to get the 14 on the board.
Yeah, they really didn't. Just a little over 20 yards with the field position they got on the turnover. And, boy, Rowlett is such a – uh-oh.
Yeah, one man to beat here.
Oh.
Yeah, great job by number 45 of the Eagles, Luis Reyna, to knock him out of bounds, but another good return for number 2, Dat Lamb. And North Garland now with pretty good field position.
Boy, that was. He just slipped right through there. He's pretty quick. I think he might have been able to break it. It looked like he got a little worn out there at the end. He kind of slowed down there, maybe a little tired from all the running he's been doing. He's been playing defense and offense and special teams. I think maybe he was a little worn out. But either way, great return.
There is a penalty flag on the field. We will check it. But a nice return for Lamb, and here comes the call.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, return team, number 64, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, that is definitely not what you want after a nice return. That's going to back them up 15 yards. The penalty called against the Raiders for a late hit. So after the good return, they marched the penalty yardage back, and North Garland's going to start 1st and 10 at the Rowlett 48.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate after a great return like that. But they're still in good field position. They're on Rowlett's side, so they can do something with that.
Looking for a screen pass here, and that ball is picked off. Number 48 down the sideline, one man to beat. He gets a block, and that's going to be a touchdown, Rowlett. As Chase Taylor, the junior linebacker, read that play beautifully, picked it up off, and went the rest of the way.
Ooh. Yep, and another big turnover, and this one also leading to a touchdown for Rowlett, but there's the throw right there, and he just read that perfectly. Right there, poor, probably ill-advised throw, really, to throw into that kind of coverage.
During the return, illegal block in the back, the return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
So as you heard, there was a penalty on the play. It will negate the touchdown, but a great play there by Chase Taylor, the linebacker.
Yeah, so that's fortunate for North. They got a shot here to stop them instead of just automatically giving up the 7. So they got a chance here to bring out their defense and make up for that costly penalty, costly turnover. But boy, that's the second turnover that almost led to another touchdown.
So the illegal block in the back penalty is marked off against Rowlett. They're going to start 1st and 10 at the North Garland 40. Empty backfield. Preston Weeks takes a snap, throws it out quickly to number 20, Ladarius Dickens, who is not able to hold on to it. Pass falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Intended for number 20, Dickens. 2nd down, Eagles.
Weeks having a rough go of it. He's only got 2 completions so far. He's 2 of 8 for only 20 yards, but really hadn't needed it just with the special teams and the turnovers. Hadn't had a lot that's been asked of him so far.
Hand off to number 5, Kobe Morrow, and he's going to gain close to 5 yards. It's going to set up 3rd down and 5. Pretty good job by the Raider defense there. Of course, you'll see Rowlett run that play quite often. They snap to Weeks, and he holds it up like he's going to pass it, and then he hands it off. It's a draw, basically. And North Garland's defense did a great job that time. 3rd down and 5. There's a snap, and Weeks going to keep it himself. Try to get the 1st down. He does. Stumbles forward across the 25 to about the 24. That is a gain of 11 yards.
Boy, and I'm surprised they're really doing anything else, because when he, with that option play and that quarterback keeper, he picks up huge chunks of yardage each time. He had the 30-yard run. Of course, he had the big 16, 17-yard touchdown run, and then another 11 right there. They found something they like.
There's a snap, the quick throw to number 20, Ladarius Dickens. Dickens is going to pick up close to 10 on the catch. And spot the ball right at the 15, so let's give him 9 on the reception in Ladarius Dickens' first catch of the game. One of the dangerous players for the Rowlett Eagles.
From the 15-yard line.
Again, this is a senior-laden ball club Rowlett has, and they're used to winning. You know, they've won this group of seniors pretty much every level all the way up. Of course, they made a nice 3-round deep run last year in the playoffs. Again, they expect big things out of this senior class and this Rowlett team this year. There's a snap. Preston Weeks, 2nd down and 1, looking towards the end zone. He's got a wide open receiver, and the catch is made for the touchdown. I believe that's number 10. Or no, pardon me, that is number 20, Ladarius Dickens.
Yeah, and you know, he's one of their big weapons too, especially as receiver, and how he's just wide open there in the corner of the end zone is probably a good question to discuss with your defense. But great throw by Weeks into a wide open Dickens, and all of a sudden that turnover did lead to another touchdown.
Extra point attempt is up. It looks good. It is good. So another quick strike after a turnover as the reception to Ladarius Dickens has Rowlett comfortably on top here in the first quarter. Our score with 3:35 remaining. Rowlett 21, North Garland nothing. We'll be back after these messages on GRS TV. And a look at number 20, Ladarius Dickens, on the sideline after a touchdown reception has put the Eagles on top, 21-0 over North Garland here with 3:36 remaining in the first quarter. So 2 costly turnovers and a kickoff return for a touchdown, and Rowlett out to an early lead.
Yeah, it's been all Rowlett so far, and North just needs to settle down here and work on holding on to the ball and see if they can move the ball down the field here.
Kick down to number 12 for the Raiders, Connor Dagan, and he is hit and dropped immediately. 1st and 10 for North Garland at the 30-yard line.
Ball is spotted on North Garland's 30-yard line. First down, Raiders.
Raiders back on offense. Got a new quarterback in the ball game as well for North Garland. So number 9 is now your signal caller, Kevin Young. He is a senior. There's a look at the young man right there. Directing traffic. There's a snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle and hit immediately and dropped for a loss of 2.
Pierce with that carry.
Some Rowlett fans there waving. They like what they see so far. Got a big turnout there over on the other opposite side of the field. A lot of fans came out for this crosstown rivalry between North Garland. You know, these two teams play each other tough each year, and so far Rowlett's got the upper hand, but North's definitely not out.
Option play here for the Raiders. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. That's, again, number 9, Kevin Young, and nice run there on 2nd down. He's going to pick up 5. It's going to set up 3rd down and 7.
Direction, Young with the quarterback keeper.
You'll see here, yeah, he just did hit himself there and kind of taking a cue off of what Weeks has been doing on the other side of the ball, and just holding on to it and picking up a good chunk of yardage there to put him in a manageable 3rd down situation.
There's a snap. Here comes a lot of pressure. Young's going to throw it deep, and he's just going to throw it away as the pressure came that time from 3 Rowlett Eagles, and it's going to be 4th down and 7. North Garland's looking to punt it away once again.
Rowlett's got a big team, Steve. You look at some of those kids lined up across from North, and they just are towering over them. And I'm sure that has a not only do you feeling it physically with those hits, but I'm sure, you know, you're a quarterback, you're standing back there, and you see these giant guys come running at you, and you feel that pressure. And and you can see it's affecting them with their throws. You know, they just, not only is the Rowlett secondary pretty stiff there with their coverage, but also just coming at the pressure they're putting on them. It's just North's having a hard time.
Punt is away. Ladarius Dickens takes it around the 22, still on his feet down the sideline, making people miss. Finally tripped up right at the 40-yard line, but once again, Rowlett's going to have the ball inside North Garland territory to start a drive.
Vetus with the stop near the 40-yard line.
There's a look at number 11 there for the Raiders. Touchdown saving tackle there to give their defense a fighting chance. Like you said, though, the big thing is Rowlett, again, starting pretty deep on this side of the field, you know, with the turnovers and everything else, but they just they haven't had to really move the ball that much just because of field position alone.
Yeah, every possession so far for Rowlett, if my memory serves correct, has started in North Garland territory. 1st and 10 from the 40. There's a snap. Week's going to hand it off inside to Kobe Morrow, who slips through a couple defenders and finally tripped up around the 35, a gain of 5 on that first down run. So we are inside of 2 minutes to go
Second down 5.
in the first quarter. Rowlett on top, 21-0.
Week back to back.
Catch made this time by Ladarius Dickens. He's going to be all the way down inside the 20 to the 19. It's going to be a gain of 16 more, and that was a quick hitter to Ladarius Dickens.
Well, that sure was, and they do that so effectively. You know, they line up, just hit them real quick, and then let his receivers do the work. You know, get the ball to them quick and let them make some moves, and Dickens is really good at that.
Saw the fake handoff that time, and then looking for the inside slant to number 18, Donald Dobson. The pass is a little behind Dobson and incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the North Garland 19. There's a snap. They're going to run the option. There's the pitch out to Morrow. He's got some room out here on the side. Stiff arms a would-be tackler. Gets inside the 10. Actually, it looks like they're going to say stepped out of bounds around the 11. So he's going to be 2 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, just a quick little toss out here, and boy, just way to turn his legs, and good job by North to stop him there, because if he had been able to maintain his feet, likely he would have scored.
Quick throw out to Ladarius Dickens. He's going to be inside the 5. It's going to be first and goal Rowlett at the 2. Another quick throw out to Dickens. There's a look at the senior.
Yep, just a little toss out, and we've been talking about Dickens all night and what he's been able to do on the ball, or with the ball, and he's a powerful weapon for this team.
There's a snap, the handoff to Morrow to the right side. Is he in? And it is a touchdown, the 4th of the first quarter for Rowlett.
Boy, they are just dominating. There's a look at the senior running back. Quick little handoff, and held on to it and powered his way right into the end zone. And all of a sudden, still got a minute left to go in the first quarter, and Rowlett is really just racking up the points so far.
Extra point attempt is up and good. And our new score here with 1:07 remaining in the first quarter at Williams Stadium, Rowlett 28, North Garland nothing. We'll be back after these messages. Back at Williams Stadium, a look at the Rowlett kick team as they come out for the third time here in the first quarter. The Eagles on top 28-0. Of course, you look at Rowlett, and they're not going to have a whole lot of yardage at this point, but they do have 28 points on the board. That's what matters. Here comes the deep kick. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line by the Raiders. That's number 4, and he is going to have a return out across the 30 to about the 33, so a nice return that time. I believe that is number 4. It is indeed number 4, and that is Valentino Sima.
There's a couple good moves there by that young man, and able to pick up some good chunky yardage, put North here in a decent field position. So far they've struggled to move the ball. They right now total yardage for North, they've actually got -1 yards total to Rowlett's 187. So see what they can do here, pick up some positive yardage on this drive.
And a penalty flag is thrown as they're going to get an illegal substitution here, I believe.
Substitution infraction, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So a 5-yard penalty will be marked off against North Garland and set up a first down and 15 at the 29. There's a snap and the handoff to the right side, and that one may go the distance.
There you go.
Number 5, Dominique Pierce with a nice touchdown run. That is a 71-yard touchdown for that young man, and that gives the Raiders a bit of life.
Exactly right, Steve. Just a simple handoff, and just look at the hole there by his offensive line, and he was gone. He's fast, and like you said, that gives them some life. Boy, they've given up 28 straight points, and so that's exactly what their team needed. And they did that quick. They did that in 10 seconds. So nothing like a one-play, 71-yard drive there that took only 10 seconds off the clock to get your team back going and get it pumped up.
So the extra point attempt is up, and it's blocked. It's into the hands of Rowlett. And still going. This is number 17, finally taken down around the 33. So Kobe Poole tries to get 2 back for Rowlett, but it is no good. But the long touchdown run by number 5, Dominique Pierce, has the Raiders on the board. Our score with 48 seconds left in the first quarter, Rowlett 28, North Garland 6. Raiders set to kick off after the 71-yard touchdown run by number 5, Dominique Pierce, has the Raiders on the board. 28-6 our score. Still 48 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. So 34 points put up here in this first quarter at Williams Stadium, and the district opener for both teams. As the ball falls off the tee, and
I think that counts as a stroke. At least that's what it does when I play golf. You know, it falls off. You always count that as one when we're playing. But I guess they don't do that here in football. You're going to let them just reset it without a penalty.
Number 10, Jose Gutierrez, sets to kick, and it's going to be a low line drive kick. It's going to be taken at the 26. It's number 15 with some speed coming out here, and he's breaking it as well down the sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds around the 35.
Boy, their special teams unit, man, they do a great job on their returns. And again, they just do a great job playing it. They kind of have some great deception there. They have North Garland kind of just on their heels, not sure which way they're going, and just some great blocks. And, you know, good job there by North to get him out of bounds, but another huge return and putting him deep into North's territory. And, you know, you finally got on the board, and, you know, this doesn't help. And so we'll see if they can put together a stop here.
What a nice return by number 15, Bobby Chappelle. And once again, Rowlett's going to start inside North Garland territory. They're up by 22. First and 10 at the North Garland 33. There's a snap. The handoff to number 26, the new running back in the game. And no gain on the play as the handoff went to Monye Lang. He is a junior running back for the Eagles.
Look at some Rowlett fans, and big number 77 for North Garland, Brandis Faulkner, the senior defensive lineman. And it looks like Rowlett might be content with just letting the clock run out here and going into the second quarter with the ball.
Yeah, game clock under 10. They may try to get one more snap off. Yeah, they do indeed. There's the quick pitch out to number 26, and turns the corner, gets knocked out of bounds around the 27. So another good run there by Monye Lang. And we have come to the end of one here at Williams Stadium. Our score, the Rowlett Eagles 28, North Garland 6. We'll be back after these messages on GRS TV. Back for the start of the second quarter here at Williams Stadium. Rowlett on top 28-6 over North Garland. They've got a third and short.
Yeah, and Rowlett just had an offensive explosion. Of course, it helps with a couple turnovers and some great special team plays, but they've been averaging right around 28 points a game. They've already got that, and we're just starting the second quarter. Just some real quick stats. Rowlett had 7 first downs in that in the first quarter. North had 1. Rowlett with 192 total yards to North's 70 yards. Of course, that came on really a 71-yard run for the touchdown. Other than that, they were negative 1 yards for the rest of the first quarter, other than that one run aside.
And obviously that one run also their only first down of the first quarter. There's the snap. Weeks keeps it himself to the left side. He is going to be close to the first down, but I think he's about a yard shy. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for Rowlett.
That's really the first time we haven't seen that quarterback keeper work for Rowlett. Weeks has had a lot of success with that so far, especially in the first quarter with his yardage. And you'll see here, this time North wasn't fooled by that. They were able to stop him, but Weeks had, of course, 52 yards on the ground in that first quarter and, of course, a rushing touchdown. So
timeout.
He's had some success running the ball so far.
That's their first of the half.
Raiders elect to use the timeout here. We'll take a quick break with them. 11:40 remaining until half. It's 28-6, Rowlett. Fourth down and 1 as we are back from timeout. Rowlett keeps the offense on the field. Monye laying in the backfield along with Preston Weeks. There's a snap. Weeks going to keep it himself to the left side. Gets outside. He will have the first down and more inside the 20. Helmet comes off, so he will have to leave for a play. But that will move the chains for the Eagles.
Yeah, and it looked like he was going to get stopped up there in the backfield. You'll see right here, kind of runs into his own player. It looked like North was going to be able to stop him, but he was able to fight through that and pick up a first down. So he's coming off the field, and they're bringing in, looks like number 12 there, Garrett Hermes, the senior. See what he does here.
There's a snap on first down. Hermes keeps it himself. Cuts back to the left. He's going to have good yardage inside the 10. That should be another first down. It should be first and goal here for the Eagles. We're going to back it up here. It looks like to the 10. So let's give him 9. It will be second down and short.
Yeah, and just look at the blocks there by the offensive line. Boy, it's easy to, I mean, not to discount their skill level, but when you got that kind of offensive line, that size of those guys just pushing and pushing, and man, you can pick a big chunk of yardage behind them, and that's exactly what he did there on that run.
Second down 1. The snap to Hermes. The handoff to Monye. Laying up the middle. That's a touchdown, Rowlett. Good blocking up front by the Eagles.
Boy, that's we were just talking about there, and again, short yardage situation led to another Rowlett score, and just a fancy footwork there, and kept his balance, almost fell over, and was able to stay on his feet and get into the end zone for another score. And so here early in the second, Rowlett just continuing what they did there in the first quarter.
Number 45 for the Eagles on to attempt the extra point. It's Luis Reyna, and the extra point is good. So 10:33 remaining here in the half. There's a look at number 26, Monye Lang on the touchdown run. Our score, Rowlett 35, North Garland 6. Look at the Rowlett High School cheering section. The ever popular student section for Rowlett, and well, they are quite excited right now as they are winning this game 35-6. We are early in the second quarter.
Yeah, Steve, it's been all Rowlett tonight. North really hasn't had much luck on either side of the ball, so we'll see if they can get a good return here and get some momentum going.
A high, deep kick is going to chase North Garland back into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback, so North Garland's going to start 1st and 10 from the 25. As the Raider offense comes back out on the field. Of course, the last time they touched the ball, a 71-yard touchdown run by Dominique Pierce. So let's see if they can dial up more of the same.
Absolutely. Look at the offense there coming out of the huddle and see what big things they have in store for us.
Number 9, Kevin Young in at quarterback once again. Just in a man in motion. There's the snap. Handoff once again inside. I believe that's Pierce with the run again, and he's going to have about 4 yards on the carry up to the 29.
That was his third carry there for 73 yards. Of course, the big touchdown.
Brazil with that carry up the middle.
Nice little move there to jump over one of the Rowlett defenders before getting stacked up.
Gain of 4 play. Second down.
It's number 8, Jamar Brazil in at running back now. He's going to take the handoff, try to get outside to the right. He breaks containment across the 35, 40, midfield, down the sideline, and finally pushed out of bounds around the 22, but a big run that time by Jamar Brazil.
Boy, another big run, Steve. You know, just that one around 59, 60 yards. Just a quick little handoff there and just some speed there on the outside and able to do some fancy footwork. Good block there by his receiver and just able to take it down for a big run. And nice job by number 19 of the Eagles, Dylan Bauer, to save the touchdown, because he was the last one in his way before scoring. But again, another big run.
There's a snap. They're going to run the option this time to the left, and boy, the quarterback gets slung down in a hurry. Number 35, the first one there, 95 for the Eagles. The first one there, Brandon Stark, is a junior defensive lineman, and that's a loss of 4.
Yep, there they see with the running the option and just nothing doing. Rowlett sniffed that out.
Second down, 14 for the Raiders. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Rowlett on top, 35-6. Oh, and the snap behind the quarterback. That is trouble. And falling on it right at the 45 is the running back. I believe that's 32 for the Raiders. Xavier Roberts.
Boy, another costly play, by North. So far, they've had the 2 turnovers that both led to touchdowns. And you'll see here, he just wasn't even ready. I don't know if they was miscommunication or what, but he didn't even look like it was more than just a poor snap. He just wasn't even ready for the ball and went flying right past him. They're lucky they were able to recover it and not a turnover for Rowlett, but instead they've got a 3rd and forever.
Yeah, they've got to get to the 11-yard line. They're at the 45. Oh, and a big hit from the backside. The same player, number 95, Brandon Stark. And the quarterback is down.
Stark in on the play for the defense.
Boy, that was a big hit. Rowlett's had several. He just came. He didn't have any clue where he was either. He just came up right behind him. You see here on the replay, boom, right there. Stark just laid him out. He had no idea that he was going to be there, and I'm just glad to see him up and walking about, because that was a huge hit.
So after that big run by Jamar Brazil, got him down to the 21-yard line. They went backwards from there, so 4th down, they're having a punt. There's the kick. It's going to take a North Garland roll, as it turns out, and they're going to down it at around the 26-yard line. So, again, they had a nice little drive going there, but it stalls in a hurry. And now a 1st down coming up for the Eagles, and they already lead in this ballgame, 35-6.
The Eagles will take over. 1st down.
Preston Weeks, the junior quarterback, back out there for the Eagles on offense.
One good thing is this would be probably the worst field position Rowlett's had. So you got that, pretty much they've been over the north side of the field all night long. And so this is going to at least make them try to drive a majority of the field here. So we'll see if North, stopped them, Rowlett, on their first offensive possession. They stalled out, so North had some field to work with. So we'll see, since they kind of got them backed up a little bit here, if they can't put together a nice little defensive stand.
So a little bit of a delay, and now we are underway as the play clock is signaled to start. Snap to Weeks. He's going to fake the handoff, throw it out, wide receiver screen. That throw out to, I believe, number 6, Cameron Vitosh, who makes the catch, but not a lot of yardages. They may give him 1 on the reception.
Vitosh was that reception for the Eagles.
And it's going to be a short one at that. just a little quick pass, like you said on the screen, and I don't know if it just he got tripped up a little bit there, and North was able to catch up and prevent him from getting any serious yardage.
Snap to Weeks. The handoff goes to the running back. I believe that's still number 26, Monye Lang, and short yardage once again for Rowlett. It's going to be 3rd down and long here for the Eagles.
Lawyer, rookie stop for the Raiders defense. 3rd down, Eagles.
Third down 10. Snap to Weeks, fakes the handoff, looks to throw it. He throws it outside. He's got a receiver out there, but the receiver had to come back for the catch, and so he's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down. I believe that's number 87 with that reception. That would be Jalen Bolden, his first catch, 4th down and 1, and Rowlett lined up to go for it. They are going for it. Penalty flags on the field. I'm not sure the quarterback got it. Now, there may be an offside call here against the Raiders. We'll check the flag.
Yeah, Rowlett just lined up super fast there, tried to catch North off guard. They might have done it. Like you said, we'll see what the call is, but
Before the snap, substitution infraction, 12 men on the field, defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
oh, that's a killer because he was probably short there. It was hard to see. You know, it didn't look like he was going to get the 1st down. And that's probably why they snapped the ball so quick, Steve. They probably did a good job there at counting, and coach just told them, line up, snap the ball right now. They got 12 guys, and that's exactly what they did, and it worked out for them. So, boy, North was had a chance there to just stop them, but all of a sudden now Rowlett with a fresh set of downs, and North's going to have to do it all over again.
Yeah, automatic 1st down, 1st and 10 at the 41. So we're inside of 6 minutes in the half. And handoff goes to Kobe Morrow, and big running yardage for him. Still moving and finally tripped up around the 48-yard line of North Garland. There is a penalty flag down.
Holding, offense, number 18, 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
So the holding call against one of the wide receivers. And look at head coach Doug Stevens, and got to be happy with what he's seen so far in this game as they have a 35-6 lead midway through the 2nd quarter. And the Eagles looking to move to 5-0 on the young season and 1-0 in district play if they can hold on to this lead. Still a long way to go in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of time for North to come back and make this a close game.
And off to Kobe Morrow inside for a gain of about 5 yards. Gonna mark him down at the 40, sets up a 2nd down and 11. Here's a look at the senior running back along with Preston Weeks, the junior quarterback.
2nd down, Eagles.
Snap to Weeks, looking to throw it this time. 5-step drop, he throws it across the middle, overthrows the receiver, Ladarius Dickens, as Dickens was open, but a little bit high that time, and Dickens not able to grab it.
Yeah, he's lucky that number 11 there, Carlos Vides, he almost had an interception there. The way it bounced off kind of went off his hands. So Rowlett's lucky that they still have the ball here.
3rd down 11 here for the Eagles. There's the snap and penalty flag. I think we're going to get an offside call here against the Raiders. Looked like there was a North Garland defender that jumped offside and touched one of the Rowlett players, which would make it dead right there.
False start. Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So that explains why the Raider player moved, as it was a legal procedure called against Rowlett. So that'll back them up 5 yards, set up a 3rd down and 16. Play clock inside of 5. There's a snap. Weeks drops back, throws it deep. He's got a man out there, but overthrows the intended receiver that time as well. That is number 8. He was looking for Dakota Gilly. And it's going to be 4th down and long, and Rowlett's going to have to bring the punt unit on.
So North able to get a stop there. That time just a little out of the grasp there of the wide receiver for Rowlett. And so North holds them. Going to get the ball back here with 4.5 minutes to go in the second half. See what they can put some points up.
There's a snap, a good snap, and the kick is away. It's a high, deep, good punt. It's going to come right down to the 25. This one is returnable for North Garland's number 7, and a nice return out. The ball is loose, but recovered by the return man, D. Caraway. And so North Garland will take over on offense, and as you mentioned, Rob, 4:20 remaining here in the half. Kevin Young back out to call the signals for the Raiders. There's a snap. Handoff goes up the middle and runs right into 3 Rowlett defenders. Number 94, Colby Terry, along with 2 others. No gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. There's a look at Colby Terry, the senior. Yeah, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is a heavy senior-laden club that Rowlett has, so they have big expectations this year. Very talented senior class.
Yeah, and Steve, one of the things you see about Rowlett is that, boy, their seniors, they play pretty much the whole game. You don't see them doing a lot of substitutions, you know, switching a lot of people out, because they know what they're doing. They like what they do. You know, they've been playing together as a unit for a while, and so, you know, you'll see them just stay out there for a majority of the game.
Saw Kevin Young there with the rollout and the quick throw out to number 12, Connor Dagan, who makes the catch for a gain of about 4. So 3rd down, a long 6 coming up here for the Raiders as we approach 3 minutes remaining in the half. There's a look at quarterback Kevin Young. He is a senior for North Garland. He's come on here to replace Noah Honesty at quarterback. There's the snap. He's rolling out. He throws it deep, overthrows the intended receiver. Pretty good coverage out there by number 17, Kobe Poole. And it's going to be 4th down, and the Raiders have a decision to make here, although I would assume they'll punt it.
Yeah, Steve, it's still within reach. You see here, just overthrew him. Not a bad throw, just too far. And, you know, they're only down by, you know, 4 or 5 scores, and so a lot of time.
Timeout called here by North Garland.
This is 2nd charge, timeout, North Garland.
2nd charge timeout of the half for the Raiders. We'll take a quick break. Our score, Rowlett 35, North Garland 6. Back from timeout as we come back to Williams Stadium. 2:59 remaining in the half. 4th down and 6, and the Raiders looking to punt it away here to Rowlett. Rowlett's going to send 2 back deep.
I think that's a smart move too. You know, you got plenty of time. No need to go for it, especially on your own side of the field, because if you don't get it, you've given Rowlett great field position with just 3 minutes to go.
Punt taken at the 24-yard line, and that's Ladarius Dickens, number 20, with it. Makes a couple of North Garland Raiders miss. Here comes a penalty flag out, and he is going to be tackled around the 41, but that one's going to come back as you've got 2 penalty flags out.
Boy, yeah, he did a lot of running back and forth, and anytime you're doing that much running and you're having your team try to block for you, you're going to see a penalty flag thrown more times than not.
Return. Illegal block in the back. Return team, number 17. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
So the illegal block in the back penalty called against Rowlett. That's going to back him up. Offense is going to come on here with 2:44 remaining in the half. Penalty yardage marked all the way back inside the 20 at the 19. We'll see if we can pick it up here. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Great job there. The slow motion, too. You can see it just playing its day and gives North a little bit of a helper there. Back him up a little deeper.
1st and 10. There's a snap. Garrett Hermes in the game at quarterback, and there's the shovel pass out to number 5, Kobe Morrow. Picks up good yardage across the 25 to the 27 for a gain of 8.
Down by Caraway with defense. Second down.
You got to wonder how long Morrow will stay in the game. You're up by this many scores going into halftime here coming up. Especially if they were able to score again going in, I would imagine they want to give him a bit of a breather.
Hand off to Morrow, and he's going to pick up the first down. Is that up by 4 or 5 scores?
4, 5, 6. Depends on the type of score, Field goal, safety, a couple touchdowns. We can mix it up.
First down.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Is Morrow able to pick up the first down on the run?
You're asking me to do math late at night, Steve.
There's a snap, play action. Hermes looking deep. He's got Ladarius Dickens, and that is a great throw and catch to Dickens.
Boy, that was a perfect throw. That was a great shot right there. Right to Dickens, picked up a huge first down. Boy, you can't ask for a better shot right there. Just perfect, hit him right in stride. And he had to make a little bit of an adjustment to come back and get it, but able to hold on to it and move into North's territory.
Saw the nice play action there to freeze the linebackers. Opened up the field for Ladarius Dickens, a nice route, and like you said, a little bit behind him, but an easy catch for him. 1st and 10 in North Garland territory. Handoff on the draw to Kobe Moore, big running room up the middle, and he is going to be taken down at the 30. So that's a gain of 17 more.
Yeah, and that puts him at close to 80 yards. He's got 12 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown. He's having a big first half.
Another handoff up the middle, keeping the feet going, and he's going to gain about 3 on that carry.
Faulkner with the stop.
Brandis Faulkner with another tackle for the Raiders. He is a big man in the middle of the field there for North Garland.
Boy, he sure is. You see him handling 2 players right there. He's got the offensive lineman and the running back there in his hand. He's a 310-pound senior. He is a big boy.
Quick throw out to Morrow, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Caraway with the stop.
And Morrow a little slow getting up, but he is able to make it up. We are inside of a minute to go. As Rowlett now with the hurry up. Eagles with all 3 timeouts, so they've got plenty of time here. Snap to the senior quarterback. He's going to hand it off to Morrow on the draw play. Sidesteps one would-be tackler, still on his feet. Inside the 15, down to the 11, and clock will stop momentarily while they move the chains, and imagine we'll get a timeout called here by the Eagles, and we do.
This is the first timeout for Rowlett.
Well, we got a chime out. I think we should take one too, Steve.
I believe we will. Our First charge timeout for the Eagles, 35-6, Rowlett on top. We'll be back after these messages. So I don't know. Back from timeout here, and Eagles coming back on the field. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Hermes, the senior quarterback, still in the game for Rowlett. He has directed this entire drive. Trying to put more points on the board going into half. There's a snap. Hermes looking to throw it. Wide receiver screen. The catch is made inside the 10, down to the 8. I believe that's number 6, Cameron Vitosh with the catch.
I'm surprised there they go. They finally called another timeout. That's an injury timeout, too. It didn't look like maybe they weren't even going to. They let a lot of time run off.
Yeah, an injured North Garland Raider on the field. And definitely an injury timeout, and I'm not sure if it looks like the Eagles may have called their second timeout.
Second timeout. Rowlett.
So the Eagles do indeed call a timeout. And I'll tell you what, let's take one more break here as they tend to the injured Raider. We've got 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Rowlett on top, 35-6. We are back from timeout as the injured North Garland Raider up on his feet and headed towards the sideline very slowly. Still trying to get the number. I think it's 45 for the Raiders. Yeah, that's exactly who it is. It's Raymond Lampkins. He is a junior, 6'4", 230-pound defensive lineman. Slowly walking towards the sideline, but he is there now, and we will resume play on that last series. Also, the Eagles used their second timeout. They've got one remaining here. 23 seconds. It's 2nd down and 6. The ball at the 8-yard line.
So they, of course, can pick up a first down without scoring, and it would stop the clock as well. Let's see what they do.
There's a snap. Hermes with that shovel pass to Kobe Morrow. He cuts it back inside, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown.
Just a good job by the senior there. Just a little toss to him, and he gets initial contact there at the 3-4 yard line. Didn't slow him down a bit.
Extra point attempt. Josh Aldana. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So a 8-yard run from Kobe Morrow has extended the lead as you take a look at him on the sideline. Our new score with 16 seconds remaining in the half. Rowlett 42, North Garland 6. We'll be back after these messages. 42-6, Rowlett on top of North Garland
Back
as
deep to receive the kick.
we are set to kick.
Fuller, Seema.
North Garland's going to send 2 back deep. Kobe Morrow with another touchdown on that last possession. And the senior getting close to 100 yards for the game.
Yeah, Steve, he
Set to kick off
with
for
that run
Rowlett.
that actually put him at 101 yards. He's got 15 carries, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, he's reached the century mark and right before halftime. So, great game for the seniors.
There's a kick, and the return going to take place from the 3-yard line and out across the 20 as the
Seema with that return.
North Garland return man.
Stop by
10 seconds remaining here in the half. That was number 6 on the return. Starting to see a
First down,
handful
Raiders.
of backup players for the Eagles in the game.
Yeah, you can get a chance to rotate in some new guys and give them a chance to play when you have a lead like this.
There's a snap, fake handoff. They're going to run the option to the left. Quarterback's going to get hit once again in the backfield and drop for a loss of 5
Young
as
men in
the
the backfield.
time runs off the clock. We have come to the end of the first half here at Williams Stadium. Pretty dominant first half by the Rowlett Eagles.
the end.
Our score,
Second quarter.
the Rowlett Eagles 42, the North Garland Raiders 6. We'll be back after these messages for the start of our halftime performances. Halftime at Williams Stadium. Our halftime score, the Rowlett Eagles 42, the North Garland Raiders 6. And now for the first half of our halftime performance, sit back and enjoy the award-winning Silver Rhythm Dancers, followed by the Rowlett High School Mighty Eagle Band.
marching band. and gentlemen, the Rowlett High School Mighty Eagle Marching Band.
Back at halftime, and now sit back and enjoy the second half of our halftime performance, the award-winning Mamzelles, followed by the North Garland High School Raider Band.
Lieutenant Sheila Calvin, Junior Lieutenant Talia Castillo, First Lieutenant Brianna Barajas, and in the center your Captain Zenobia Padilla.
Back at Williams Stadium for the start of the third quarter. Our halftime score, Rowlett 42, North Garland 6, and show you a few highlights from the first half.
This is the very first play of the game. Kickoff there, North Garland kickoff to Rowlett, 102-yard return. And that's what got the scoring for Rowlett. You see there a big hit, and that was one of the turnovers. North, of course, had 2 turnovers. Just a nice return there by North to put them in some good field position. But really, it was all Rowlett. You know, they dominated that first half. By the play of the running back, receivers. There was the big run by number 5 there, but the touchdown, that was their one big play. It was a 71-yard run, and really that was the only offense that North had in that first half. And other than that, well, just total domination by Rowlett. You know, they're up 42-6, and they just completely had their way with North that whole first game. You can see the big hit there by number 95. There, that senior running back, Mr. Morrow, he had a big game in the first half, over 100 yards.
Taking a knee in the end zone is Valentino Sima. So the ball will come out to the 25. And North Garland will start first on offense here in the second half. 42-6, a big lead for the Eagles, as you mentioned, Rob. And
yeah, it was. And what's crazy, you know, you can look at the stats that happened, you know, yardage-wise, and we'll look at that here in a minute. But the most telling part of it was, you know, just looking at first downs alone. You know, Rowlett had 15 first downs. North only had 2, and one of those first downs came on that 71-yard touchdown run, and then they had another big run, and that was it. And so the yardage, Rowlett has over 300 yards, close to 336 yards. North has just a little over 90 yards.
Hand off there on first down to Jamar Brazil, and it looked to be a good run, and then all of a sudden he lost the handle on the ball. Now he was able to recover it, so a gain of about 2 on the carry, but it looked for a minute there was a little bit of a seam.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that was a big story of the first half as well, was the turnovers. North had a couple big turnovers that led to Rowlett scores, and so that was hopefully one of the things they talked about at halftime, was just being sure they hold on to the ball and not cough it up.
What a nice move by the quarterback there to get out of pressure, and he may have a first down depending on the spot. It looks like they're going to mark it around the 36, and that will move the chains. So a run of about 9 yards for the quarterback that time, Kevin Young.
Well, that's a good sign for North. You know, they had 2 first downs in the first half, so to come out and start this way on this drive, that's exactly what they need to do to get back in it.
There's a snap and a quarterback draw right up the middle, and a good tackle by the middle linebacker, number 10, Lamontre Parkman.
And on the tackle for the defense.
Gain of 2 yards for quarterback Young.
Gain of 2 play. Second down.
There's a snap, and a penalty flag comes out before the play, so we may have a false start.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And that is another thing that hurt North in that first half. They had a couple big penalties. You know, they had a big run in the second quarter, but then kind of backed themselves up and weren't able to capitalize on that. And really, all they've been able to do is move on the ground. You know, Kevin Young in the first half was 1 of 3 for 4 yards, and Noah Honesty 2 of 4 for 0 yards. And so really all their offense up to this point has been on the ground. Dominique Pierce, of course, was 69 yards on 3 carries, and Jamar Brazil had 3 carries for 51 yards. So they've had some success on the ground, but when they put themselves in long yardage situations, they just haven't been able to connect on passes. You see there a bad snap, and again, this is just kind of a similar story. He tries to throw it, and of course his arm gets hit and doesn't have a chance there. And that's what they've struggled with. And so here they are in a 3rd and long situation, and we really haven't seen any pass go past 3 yards. You know, everything's been pretty short. And so they're really going to have to put that together if they're going to climb back from this deficit of 36 points.
Boy, a big hit there by Lampkins on that last, or Wigginton, I mean, I apologize. Oh, and that was almost a turnover right there as Young under pressure once again and almost threw it into the hands of Wigginton. Wigginton was the one who made that last big hit.
Yeah, again, you just see the pressure coming and an ill-advised throw. And he's lucky that he didn't pick that off, as he would have taken that in for a score.
So 4th down and 14, and the Raiders bring the punt unit on. For the Eagles, the dangerous tandem of Jaquel Davis and Ladarius Dickens back at around the 35, 40-yard line respectively to return this kick and try to keep it out of the hands of either one of those young men. Jaquel Davis is going to run up and take it, and boy, pretty good coverage there for North Garland as he gets nothing after the catch. But the Eagles, once again, with pretty good field position, they'll start near midfield for the first time here in the second half.
Yeah, Stephen, just to go over stats for them, like we said before, they had 319 total yards in the first half, 141 through the air, 178 on the ground. They averaged 7.7 yards per rush. Of course, they ran the ball 23 times. And Preston Weeks was 8 of 17 for 96 yards and a touchdown. Garrett Hermes was 5 of 5, 45 yards and a touchdown. So both quarterbacks pretty successful there. But Kobe Morrow, of course, with over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Preston Weeks had 5 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. And then their leading receiver was Ladarius Dickens, 5 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown.
Have an end around here to number 13, Dylan Watts, and a big run for that young man as he's going to have close to 9, it looks like. So he's going to be just shy of the first down, but a big run there on first down.
Yeah, just a quick handoff, and we've been talking about their line and the blocking they get. In Rowlett, boy, they just have some big boys, and they're able to run behind that and really open up some big holes.
See, number 12, Garrett Hermes in the game at quarterback for Rowlett. Boy, and really with Rowlett, it shows you, the depth they have on this team is, of course, Preston Weeks, the starter, the junior, but Hermes is a good player. And I tell you what, earlier this season, as you watch on the second down and 1 play, there's a snap, the handoff to the running back, and he's going to be tripped up in the backfield. That was Monye Lang. Nothing doing there, and a loss of 2. Actually, a loss of 3.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that a lot. Rowlett's not had really any difficulty moving the ball, so that was a good play by North's defense to put him in a third down situation and see if they can hold him. You know, in the first half, they had a chance to stop him before Rowlett scored there towards the end of the second quarter. Stopped him on what would have been 4th down, but they had a penalty, and of course gave Rowlett a first down. So that really they've had a hard time putting the stop together, and just like that, they weren't able to do it again. So Rowlett's able to push through and get another first down and continue to drive this ball.
Garrett Hermes, look on your screen right there with the quarterback draw, gain of 7. And to finish the thought on Hermes, a couple weeks ago against one of their rivals, Rockwall, played at the Cotton Bowl. They were trailing in that game late to Rockwall, and Garrett Hermes actually came in, led them to the game-winning touchdown. And here's a handoff to Monye Lang, and boy, a big hole up the middle. He's going to have a lot of yards there. It's close to about 18.
Yeah, just a quick handoff, and again, huge hole to run through, Steve. I mean, they've got all the room in the world to run, and you can't say enough about their offensive line. There's some big boys. We were talking about the big number 77 of Brandis Faulkner for North. Rowlett doesn't have anybody quite that size, but collectively they just got a big front line, and that's just helps their game so much.
And off inside to Lang, he is going to be hit and dropped immediately. A nice play by number 32, who defensively has had a great game tonight. That's Xavier Roberts. And no gain on that play. So to finish the thought just a moment ago for Hermes, the point I was trying to make was the depth of this Rowlett team pretty impressive as you can bring him your backup quarterback and he wins a game for you. against a very talented Rockwall squad. So, again, they feel comfortable with either one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah, and you'll see they mix them in and out. We saw Rowlett play a couple weeks ago, and they did that where they were switching the two out. And so it's nice to have that kind of depth. There's a couple teams in our district that would love to have one quarterback that's as proficient as either one of these guys, and Rowlett's blessed to have both of them. So definitely a good problem to have, figuring out who you're going to play and who's going to start and drive the ball for you.
Monye laying on that last carry for 4 yards, 3rd down and 6, as the Eagles content to keep it on the ground here. Run clock. Snap to Hermes. 5-step drop. He's going to throw it out. He's got a man out there. And, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was number 8. That is Dakota Gilly. And maybe a little high, but Gilly got his hands on that one.
Yeah, a little wobbly, a little high, but it probably could have been caught. But either way, they're not struggling to put points up. They got a pretty big lead, so I'm sure they're not losing too much sleep about that missed opportunity.
So the Raiders do a good job on defense to hold the Eagles, and Rowlett now to attempt a 37-yard field goal. Josh Aldana. There's a snap and hold. It's a good hold. The kick is away, and it hits the upright, and it falls incomplete or no good. So the 37-yard field goal, no good for Aldana, and the Raiders' defense is held. We've got 6:07 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Rowlett on top, 42-6. So it was a good hold that time. Aldana just pushed it a little to the right. It hit the right upright and falls out.
Some excited Raiders fans there after the big defensive stop. Ready to turn it around and pump up the crowd.
So the Raiders back on offense, 1st and 10. They will start from their own 20-yard line. Rowlett, I believe, only has 10 players out there, if my count is correct. And they do a pretty good job as the handoff goes for no gain. But see if you can count them there, Rob. I think I only count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's only 10 out there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's 11 now. Okay.
There's just one hiding. They knew you were counting, so they told him to squat down real low.
2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. There's a snap. The handoff goes inside. And 3. Make it 4. Rowlett defenders swarm upon him. A short gain of only 1. I believe that was number 5. Dominique Pierce with the carry. So 3rd down and long once again for North Garland.
Yeah, well, they've been struggling tonight on offense, and so you really hope that they can just start putting together some positive momentum here and see what they can do, and hopefully they can convert here on 3rd and long.
There's the throw out. Looking for his receiver. Let's see if penalty flags are thrown. There it comes. Is they're going to get a pass interference called against the Eagles. It's one of the toughest calls in football right there. If you're the corner.
Pass interference, defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Yeah, Steve, it is, just to try to cover them and stay on them for that length of time and to be that close, but without making the contact to draw a penalty is extremely difficult for any player. And so, it looked like good coverage. Hard to say, and it's one of those penalties. I know we talked about it before, where really sometimes it can go either way, depending on what angle you're at and who's throwing it. And of course, we don't have replay in high school, so it doesn't really matter. Once the flag is thrown, it's thrown. But
there's a snap, and the quarterback keeper to the right side, and a short gain. Actually, no gain. They're going to mark him down right at the 36, so no gain on the play by the quarterback, Kevin Young.
Out by 50, damage on the defense.
Yeah, the
Second down.
hardest penalty in football, in my opinion, is, again, on that last one that we saw in that pass interference, is the cornerback. That, you know, what can you do? You're chasing the guy comes back for the ball. It's a little underthrown, and you get called for the penalty. There's not a whole lot you can do as a defensive player.
No, you're right. One of the softest penalties is the offside one.
Fast, keep to themselves.
And I will not even comment on that. Loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and 12.
Defensive stop.
Fired up North Garland crowd.
Excited about the big drive here.
Third down and 12 North Garland as we are inside of 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. There's a snap. Young looking to throw it. He's got time. He's going to throw it deep. He's going to overthrow his receiver by about 5 yards. Double covered as well. So that would have been a tough pass to complete. So it's going to set up 4th down and 12, and the Raiders looking to punt it away. You know, we talk so much and have in, you know, recent weeks about this Rowlett offense, but, you know, really the defense has been impressive tonight, as they really have not given North Garland much. As you mentioned, Rob, at the beginning of this quarter, you know, you had the big touchdown run and another run for about 30 yards, and that is primarily all the offense North Garland has mustered tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And their defense has been pretty stout. I mean, they gave up 32 points to Rockwall in that close game where they came back and won 34-32. But, you know, they held Louisville to 17. They held Plano to 7. And then Keller Fossil Ridge they held to 23. They're a pretty high-scoring offense themselves. So, really, they've done one of the criticisms about Rowlett in the past has been their offense is great, but they've got to do that just to outscore their opponent. But what we've seen so far this year with this group is their defense has really stepped it up.
Hermes back in at quarterback for Rowlett. 1st and 10 at the 33. And let's see if the Eagles elect to just keep it on the ground. Snap to Hermes. They're going to run the option here. Looks to pitch it, but keeps it himself. Turns it upfield. It gets close to the 40. It's going to be a gain of almost 5 yards for the quarterback. That will indeed keep the clock moving.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down, Eagles.
We'll take that.
See several new receivers in the game right now for Rowlett. There's a snap. Hermes going to hand it off to Monye Lang, trying to get outside to the right. He gets outside and will pick up the 1st down, a gain of 6. So that will move the chains for the Eagles.
Ray with the stop for the Raiders defense.
See, they're just a simple handoff, and number 26 for Rowlett, he's having a nice second half. Monye Lang, we didn't see him really a lot in the first half, but he's getting some reps now, coming in with the big lead, and he's been carrying the ball pretty well this second half.
There's a snap. He's going to get an attempt this time to the left side of the line across midfield for a gain of 7. So Lang with another rush, and again, the Eagles just going to try to get this ground game in, get it going here to try to run as much clock as possible and get some experience for some of these other players here. Lang, as you mentioned, Rob, a good running back. He is a junior. There's a snap. They're going to hand it off to him up the middle, and he is converged upon by 3 North Garland defenders, and no gain on that play. Maybe even lost half a yard. Number 21 for the Raiders, and on the tackle, Tyreek Jackson.
play by that young man. Yeah, they read that one well and seemed to know what was going and were able to stop it.
Third down and 4 here for the Eagles as we're under a minute to go in the third. Another handoff inside to Lang, and Raider defense once again able to stop him. It's going to be 4th down and 4. So 2 consecutive stops here for the Raiders.
Yeah, some big defensive plays there. They came from behind there, number 34, like you said, but from the Raiders able to stop them. And so I imagine Rowlett will let the clock run down. There's about a 3-second difference between the game clock and the play clock, and so they won't be able to run it out to go into the 4th quarter, but they'll get pretty close.
There's a snap. No pressure whatsoever. The kick is away. It is bobbled and then still going there. And let's see if he got out of the end zone. I think they're going to mark him at the 3.
Well, that's a fortunate spot because he bobbled the ball and went back into the end zone, or at least it looked like, but we'll check it out when we come back and forth.
Yep, that is the end of the 3rd quarter here at Williams Stadium. Our score at the end of 3, Rowlett 42, North Garland 6.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Back at Williams Stadium for the start of the 4th quarter. Our score, Rowlett 42, North Garland 6. North Garland with the ball 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line.
Hey, look, there's Eric's #1 fan. I wasn't sure she was going to make it out tonight. I'm glad she can.
(42-6) our score. There's a snap, the handoff up the middle, and able to fall forward for maybe a yard on the play is the running back.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're pinned this far back. You want to just give yourself some breathing room.
Roberts with that carry. Stop by Trujillo on the defense. Gain of
2nd down and 9. Getting the play to be snapped into the end zone. There's a handoff. Once again, the Raiders running up the middle here, trying to just get some breathing room, as you said, Robin. Another gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, there's one thing you don't want to do is have to punt from the back of your own end zone. So you'd like to at least get 1 first down. You know, and I mean, ideally you want to get a bunch, but we'll take 1.
So 3rd down here for North Garland. There's a snap. Once again, a handoff up the middle. This time getting to the 5-yard line is the running back, and I believe that's number 32, and it is. And Xavier Roberts has had a nice game here for North Garland on both sides of the ball, but will be 4th down and about 6. Raiders will punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, Stephen, you know, I didn't go over the stats in the 3rd quarter there. Rowlett now with a total of 382 yards. The surprising thing is they only put up about 70 yards in that 3rd quarter, even though it seemed like they had it the majority of the time. And North only was able to muster 12 yards in the 3rd quarter. And so that's the biggest story right there is you know, they were able to do some stuff on defense to hold Rowlett, but Rowlett just is dominating them. Looks like we might have a delay of game, too.
Delay of game, offense, number 11, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal, and
Half the distance to the goal.
Well, they got to protect this ball here when you're doing this. This is a dangerous punt.
yep, right at the back of the end zone. He gets the punt away. A pretty good punt.
Yeah, and that's nice.
It's going to be taken right at the 38. This is a big return here as it's going to come inside the 25. That is number 8, once again, Dakota Gilly.
Stop by Hudson.
And a great field position here for the Eagles.
Yeah, they've had good field position all night long. They've only started really on their side of the field maybe once or twice, but due to some turnovers and great kickoff returns and punt returns, they've been in deep in North's territory for a majority of their offensive possessions.
From the 24-yard line.
Hermes still in a quarterback. Monye Lang in the backfield with him. There's a snap, and he's going to keep it himself. Hermes gets outside to the left. He's got a pretty big run here. Gain of almost 10.
Well, it's an interesting spot. They stopped him a little short. It looked like he dove forward for the first down. We'll see here on the replay. I'm shocked he even got that many yardage. That many yards. I thought he was going to get tackled in the back, but it looked like his knee did go down there. So that was a good call by the officials and great shot by the camera crew.
Yep, right at the 15. That's where the ball's spotted. So 2nd down and 1 now after the 9-yard gain for Hermes. We are approaching 9 minutes remaining in this ball game. Rowlett comfortably on top, 42-6. There's a snap. New quarterback in, number 7. Takes that direct snap. That is Mo Dow.
Dow with the keeper. Stop by number 6 on the defense.
It's going to be a loss of 3 on that carry. Sets up a 3rd down and 4. Snap, Endo takes it again, and well, he's going to lose yardage again. North Garland's defense did a good job there and will set up a 4th down. Let's see if the Eagles want to try for another field goal here, if they're just going to go for it deep in North territory.
Yeah, North's defense, they've made some adjustments in the second half. They've haven't given up points yet, and so that's always a positive. And made a couple big stops here, so see what Rowlett decides to do.
It looks like they may go ahead and go for it here. See, offense still on the field. There's a snap. Endo's going to look to throw it. He throws it out. Catch is made by number 82. He's going to have a 1st down inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal on the throw and catch from Endo to Christian Booker.
Boy, that was a great pass there. You know, right where he could catch it, and great reception really, because he had to kind of go low to get it and was able to pick up the 1st down. So they had him in 3rd and long, and just a nice little pass from the quarterback there to number 82. And keep this drive alive.
There's a snap on 1st and goal. Handoff goes to the left, and Lang. No gain on the play as the Raider defense there to shut him down. We approach 7 minutes remaining in the game. There's a look at number 53 in on that last tackle. It's Kalen Bailey. There's a snap. Endo looking to run it outside to the left. If he gets outside, and he does not, boy, great job out there by number 27 for the Raiders, Jalen Ray. He is a senior. If Endo gets around him, it looks like he's going to score.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. he didn't have anyone in front of him, so it was a good job to come off his block there and pick him up and bring him down.
3rd and goal now from the 8-yard line. Snap to Endo. He's looking to throw it out and hops skips it to number 82 that time. He was looking for Christian Booker. Falls incomplete. It's going to be 4th and goal. Looks like the field goal unit may be coming on the field here as Aldana's going to have another field goal attempt. Of course, his last attempt hit the right upright, fell out. This time a much closer 25-yard attempt. This one will be from the left hash. Holder is number 6, Cameron Vitosh. There's a snap. Vitosh with the hold. The kick is up. It's got the distance, but this one is no good. He pushed that one to the left. Of course, he was on the left hash, and he misses that one as well. So that's 2 missed field goals now for Aldana, and our score stays Rowlett 42, North Garland 6.
So another big stop by North there. They haven't given up any points this second half, so their defense is giving their fans a reason to keep cheering. We'll see if their offense can do the same.
Again, the district opener for both of these teams tonight at Williams Stadium. One of these teams looking to move to 1-0. Right now, Rowlett in great shape to do just that. Rowlett also looking to stay perfect on the season. Again, we've mentioned it a couple times, 4-0 coming in to this game. So they're looking to move to 5-0 with a win here tonight. Fake handoff there. Quarterback's going to keep it around the right end and gain about 5 down to the 25. Here's a look at it again. You're going to see Young come around.
Yeah, just a simple keeper there, and nice pickup on first down of 5 yards. Like you said, this is the district opener for both teams. So Rowlett picking up right where they've been doing all pre-district play with their strong play, and they definitely are one of the favorites to win district this year, as you can tell by how they play on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They're just a dominating performance tonight. You know, aside from a 71-yard run by North, they'd only given up 37 yards the rest of the game. That's it. That's fascinating. I mean, they gave up that one big run, and other than that, 37 yards through 3.5 quarters of play. You can't ask anything more of your defense than that. I mean, you're going to win most of your games if your defense steps up like they've done tonight.
Well, the handoff goes for negative yardage once again, as with 3 Rowlett defenders there to swarm upon the running back. I believe that was number 6 that time, Pepe Rostro. And it's going to be 4th down and 6.
Yeah, a little pep in his step. Stop there.
So the Raiders on to punt once again. Clock continues to run as we approach 4 minutes. Punt is away, and they're going to try to keep it away from the return man. The return man comes over and takes it, however. Oh, and then takes a big shot down there right at the 25.
Well, yeah, you
So the Eagles take back over on offense. 3:54 remaining in the game.
The ball is spotted on their own 26-yard line.
Of course, we were talking about Rowlett earlier, and the Eagles, again, coming in 4-0 non-district play, looking to move to 5-0. And we mentioned the fact that, you know, last year this club went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs. So with the amount of seniors they had returning, you know, of course, it's no surprise that they're one of the district favorites.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They played great last postseason, and really, you know, 3 rounds deep. couldn't ask for more, except that you know that these guys coming back this year, all those seniors, they want to go even further and have another exciting run.
Endo with the carry around the left side. He's going to get across the 30-yard line to about the 32, maybe the 33, so that's a gain of almost 7. As you see the senior quarterback getting some playing time here.
Another nice thing about, you know, Rowlett's schedule is that really their schedule is pretty light until their last 3 games. You know, they've got Naaman, who should be somewhat of a challenge next week, and then South Garland. But then it really starts late in October. They've got Saxe, Lakeview, and Garland to close out district play, and that'll really be the toughest part of their schedule. So the nice thing about that, though, is that they can, you know, really hone their offense and defense before they get to that tough part of their schedule to help them even more when they get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, be able to get some momentum coming in. And, of course, the big game to watch, both the Rowlett and Saxe matchup and the Rowlett and Lakeview. Lakeview is a fascinating team this year, as they've got a pretty good senior class that's back as well. And look out for the Patriots this year, as they're going to make some noise in District 10-6A.
Yeah, really, you know, Lakeview, the one bright shining spot has really been the TV crew there at the school, but now they got a little competition with the football teams. They're kind of coming on, and so they will be an interesting team to watch. That'll be a good game following the game after Saxe, which is a big rival for Rowlett. They'll have that big Lakeview game as well.
Boy, and the Eagles now with a bad snap as it goes over the head of Endo, and it's going to be a big loss all the way back to the 16. And
yeah, just a real bad snap, like you said. Good that he fell on it, but gonna make for a long second down.
of course, we've mentioned it several times. District 10-6A this year is made up of all Garland schools, the Garland ISD district, if you will. So 7 teams, 4 of the 7 will make the playoffs. It'll be a big challenge to see which 4 will get there. Well, and Endo loses the ball. This could be Rowlett's first turnover of the game, and if it is, North Garland's going to have great field position. North says they have it, and there's the signal. North Garland with the recovery.
There you go. So got a chance to put some points on the board here. Bring it a little closer. See if we can see it here on the replay. Endo just holding himself, and there you go. I didn't catch the number, but got hit from behind and stripped that ball loose. That's exactly what happened, and number 21 was able to fall on and recover it. So North is starting really in their best field position of the night. They haven't been this deep into territory, into Rowlett's territory, so we'll see what they can do here, starting on the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and I may not have got the number right, but I believe that was number 35, Tyrese Hudson, that came around and knocked the ball out of the hands of Endo. So North Garland with a great opportunity here, as the quarterback's going to keep it himself to the left side of the line and pick up about 3 yards.
Stop by Wade on the defense.
We approach 1 minute remaining in the game, and Rowlett, I should say, with this lead is going to move to 5-0 overall, 1-0 in district play, and we'll look to build on that next week. There's the snap. Going to run the option here to the right. The quarterback pitches out. Oh, and
Loose ball on the play.
ball on the turf as it's loose.
Looks like North was able to fall on it. It's hard to see from this angle, but the official signaling that the ball is just down there, and so North be backed up a little bit.
First charge, timeout, North Garland.
North Garland calls a timeout. We'll take a break with them. We've got 43 seconds remaining. Our score, Rowlett 42, North Garland 6. back from timeout. The Raiders with a 3rd down and 7. 43 seconds remaining. There's the snap. Looking to throw it towards the end zone and tripped up in the end zone. That's incidental contact. So ball falls incomplete. It's going to be 4th down. Raiders will have another shot at the end zone here.
I imagine they'll go for it, Steve.
I believe you're right, as they're going to try to put points on the board here to end this ball game. David Forrest with a big win last night over Garland to move to 1-0 in district play, so Rowlett will join them.
North Garland, that's their 2nd of the half.
North Garland calls their 2nd timeout. We'll keep it here. So you've got Naaman at 1-0. You've got Rowlett that's going to move to 1-0 here in the next 38 seconds. And then, of course, the other district game going on right now is Lakeview and South Garland. So one of those two teams will also move to 1-0. Saxe, of course, had the bye this week.
Yeah, it's going to be there's several good teams, and like you said, the nice thing about having an all Garland district this year is that 4 teams for sure are going to make the playoffs, and we know that it's going to be tough to get in there. There's going to be, it'll be pretty close between 5 or 6 teams for 4 spots, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And just to update those who are watching this, Lakeview is up 48-21 on South right now. Looks like they might start out 1-0 as well.
Throw to the end zone on 4th down is a little high and incomplete, so the Rowlett defense is held, and they will take over on offense. And I would expect you would see them take a knee here. We'll run out the final ticks of the clock, and they will move to 5-0, 1-0 in district play. Another big win for the Rowlett Eagles as they continue to look good here in the 2016 football season.
Rowlett takes over on down.
Yeah, they've another dominating performance. We've seen it already this year, and just carrying on again as they start their district play.
Endo takes a knee, and that will do it, as the clock will run, and you'll see both teams start heading towards the midfield stripe. Big win here for Rowlett tonight, 42-6, never really in question. It started off with that 102-yard kickoff return, and that was really all Rowlett needed to get the ball rolling for them, and went on to score 42 in that first half. And of course, we saw no points here in the second half, but when you get 42 in the first half, you've pretty much done your job.
I would say so.
So we have come to the end of the game here at Williams Stadium with our final score: the Rowlett Eagles 42, the North Garland Raiders 6. And we'll see you next time on GRS TV.
Thank you for coming out and joining us.